Yeah.
So what I meant is that, I mean, you've been a top class barman, as you said, and what made you choose to jump the fence, to jump on the other side of the bar and build your own brand?
Very, 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 very simple. I was in London. I was with Salvatore Calabrese for 3 years. That was 2000 and 2001, no, 2002, 2005.
Okay.
And I was the head bartender, martini, frozen martini, pour over like crazy. I was the head bartender, white jacket. That's where I met my wife. We've been together 17 years. We got married 7 years ago. Beautiful story behind. And then I say, shall I be like Salvatore here running around until 11:30 midnight at 50 years old and, with the black jacket and dealing with all these mad people around and fighting with FMBs and explain to the general manager why he makes more money than the general manager, like that kind of direction. It's like, no, I'm sure this career is beautiful, but I don't want to be with a belly behind the bar and try to be a bar manager in the hotels, which is, I love hotels. That's why I signed up with Rosewood. That's why the direction of my business as 5-star hotel. So I live in a 5-star hotel. I consult a 5-star hotel, and then I study 5-star hotel, and then I love 5-star hotel. Okay, so for me, that is my actually energy to create everything. Right?
We feel it
from everything, like mini bars, experience and pick up, laundries, experience in the rooms, butler service, the whole thing. Love it. So and then I say like, so I'm gonna create something that I'm gonna stack in this industry, and then something that I'm gonna link these two together. And that's what happened to become a consultancy company for 5-star hotel and top restaurant owners, all of that. So that's where it started. It started when Salvatore called me one day. I said, Giancarlo, I'm leaving the hotel, and then I want you to come with me to go to 50 St. James, which is the bar he opened in Piccadilly. I was like, oh shit, Salvatore, no, don't put me in the casino. So it's gonna be a wild stuff, yeah. So I was like, no. I was like, let's talk about it. In meanwhile, I had the CEO of One and Only. I don't know if you remember that company, guys.
Okay, yeah. I've been
One and Only, which is a family of Kerzner, which is South African company. Beautiful. And they invited me to Mauritius from London. So I took my wife. And the good thing is, as soon as we landed there in the hotel, it was so Connery at the bar drinking martinis. Wow. And then I supposed to train the people for 10 days to make a classic bar. Can you imagine that? So, so we had a couple of days off because of a long flight and everything. And then I started to work, and that's where all started. So I went back to London with the contract. I told Salvatore, you go to St. James. I pack up with my wife. After one and a half months, we fly business from them. We went to live in Mauritius for 9 months. Wow. Finished set up with them. I moved to a little bit of Bahamas and then back to Maldives. And then we opened up about 5 properties with One and Only. After that, Taj Hotels and the Oberoi called me to India, when I went to live in Bangalore, where my wife was going to kill me. So we landed in Bangalore. Instead of finding Sean Connery, I found a tuk-tuk that the size of the luggage, they was not going to in the back of the tuk-tuk. And my wife's like, are you crazy? From the luxury you brought me to Bangalore? My wife in the hotel, it was like the windows closed for 2 months. She was so scared to get out in Bangalore. Can you imagine? But Bangalore, the end of story, Bangalore, after 3 years, somebody made me my first Italian restaurant. I was 29. I had a €4 million Italian restaurant under my name called Giancarlo's Place.
Wow.
Can you imagine that? After all the success in India, so I opened hotels in Guwahati, Delhi, Rajasthan, the whole Oberoi with Ratan Tata, with all the Tata group. And then I was teaching at the Oberoi school. Beautiful. So and then in the meanwhile as well, I was doing already a lot of Maldives, Thailand, Vietnam with all my consultancy platform from London, because I used to have a sole trader company in London called Giancarlo Bar UK Limited, right? So after that, we did the restaurant that we sold it after 9 months because we were very successful. One of the shareholders of those investors, they came to me and said, "We want to buy you out." I said, "Tomorrow morning, bring the money, and I leave in 1 week." That's what happened. So I took some cash, like boom, in the airport in London, and then after that, I moved to Hong Kong. I moved to Hong Kong because they called me the Ritz-Carlton Hong Kong, the tallest bar in the world. So we give the support and consultancy for them as well. And that's when I realized that Hong Kong, Asia, it was gonna make me entrepreneur. That's all started.
So that's how you started.
Then after the Ritz-Carlton, I went straight away with the Bombana, which is a 3 Michelin star chef in Hotel Mezzo, which we took the 3 Michelin star together actually. And that's where I implement in Hong Kong all the barware. They were like Italian restaurant drinking a lychee martini, mojito, and caipirinha. Can you imagine that? That's where I brought in the Italian classics, Negroni, old fashioned to the culture of Asia. That was exactly 2011.